There are different traditions regarding the foundation of Vijayanagar kingdom. It is now generally accepted on the basis of contemporary inscriptions that the two brothers Harihara and Bukka, the eldest sons of one Sangama, earlier serving the Hoysala rulers of Karnataka, asserted their independence and laid foundation for a new kingdom in about 1336. This happened soon after the death of the Hoysala king Ballala III at the hands of the Madurai Sultan. Initially, the capital was in or near about Anakondi on the north bank of Tungabhadra river, but soon it was shifted to the Hoysala town Hosapatana near Hampi on the south bank. The capital was expanded and named Vijayanagara, the city of victory. Thereafter, they proclaimed themselves the rulers of Vijayanagara or of Karnataka Vijayanagara. Harihara celebrated his coronation in 1346 at this city. Historians call this dynasty started by Harihara and Bukam Sangama after the name um, of his father or forefather. Vijayanagara rulers adopted the emblem of the Chalukyas, the boar or Varahas, their royal insignia. The Vijayanagara kingdom successfully ruled by four dynasties over a period of more than 300 years. The Sangama dynasty 1336 to 1485, Saluva dynasty 1485 to 1505, Tulu dynasty 1505 to 1570, and the Aroid dynasty 1570 to 1650. The history of this kingdom is narrated in four stages. In the beginning, the Vijayanagar kingdom was one among the many small principalities of the time under the rule of some local chiefs in different parts of South India. The three big states of the 13th century, the Pandyas in Tamil Nadu, the Hoysalas in Karnataka, the Kakatiyas in Andhra, had almost been destroyed by the military expeditions of the Delhi Sultanate in the first 3 decades of the 14th century, leaving a big political vacuum. The turbulent political situation provided an opportunity to the five Sangama brothers, led by Charihara, to consolidate and expand their territory. Besides the Muslim Sultanate that has been established in Madurai a little earlier, and the Bahmani Sultanate that came up in 1347, started to rule independently of Delhi. The Delhi Sultanate itself became weak and did not take much interest in the south. Within the first 4 decades, the small principality became a big kingdom through the military activities of the five brothers in different directions. First, the entire core area of the Hoysala kingdom in Karnataka was incorporated into Vijayanagar. The coastal parts of Karnataka were soon taken over and remained an important part of the kingdom until the end. As this gave access to several port towns, good care was taken to administer this part under a successful line of Pradhani or governors. Under Buka one, attention was turned to Tontai Mandalam, covering the northern districts of Tamil area, which was under the rule of the Sambhuvaraya chiefs. The Prince Kampana, usually called Kumara Kampana, son of Buka one, carried out his work successfully with the help of his faithful general Maraya Nayak. He is also given credit for slaying the Madurai Sultan and bringing to an end that Sultanate in about 1370. This is mentioned in Madhura Vijayam, a Sanskrit work written by Kampana's wife Ganga Devi. But strangely, the Pandya country, including Madurai, was not annexed to the Vijayanagar kingdom at that time. It became part of the kingdom only around 1500, more than 100 years later. Until then, only the northern and central parts of the Tamil country up to the Kaveri Delta were under this direct administration of the Sangam and Saluva dynasties. Vijayanagar Bahmani conflict from the beginning, both the Bahmani and the Vijayanagar kingdoms were in constant conflict, uh, capturing territories, collecting tribute, control of horse trade were the major issues of conflict. Each of them wanted to annex and dominate the fertile area between the Krishna and the Tungabhadra, the Raichur, though neither of them succeeded fully. Much bloodshed took place for some transitory success. Some historians argue that religious rivalry between Hindu Vijayanagar and the Muslim Sultanate was the basic cause of this continuous fight. Actually, the Vijayanagar kings also fought with many Hindu and non-Muslim rulers like those of Warangal, Konda, Orissa, etc., in which the Muslim rulers took part as allies, sometimes and as enemies, and other times. The control of horse trade that passed through Goa and other ports was another reason for the fighting. Horses were necessary for the armies of both sides. In coastal Andhra, the power struggle was between the Gajapati kingdom of Orissa and Vijayanagar. Vijayanagar could not take much headway until the time of Devaraya II, 1422 to 1446, who defeated the Orissa army in some battles. But these conquests were only to extract tribute and no territory was added. Devaraya II was the greatest ruler of the Sangama dynasty. He strengthened his rivalry by recruiting trained Muslim cavalry for his army and giving archery training to his soldiers. Abdul Razak, the Persian ambassador who visited the Zamorin of Kochi and the Vijayanagar court during his time, states that Devaraya II controlled a vast area. He received tribute from the king of Sri Lanka too. Vijayanagar Empire went through a crisis after Devaraya II quarrels on account of succession, and the inefficient successors encouraged the Gajapati king to dominate the coastal Andhra. Between 1460 and 65, the Gajapati army attacked many times and it conducted a victorious expedition even up to Tiruchirappalli on the Kaveri river, causing much destruction on the way and plundering the wealth of many temples. Taking advantage of the situation, the feudatories assumed independence. Thus, Thirumalai Deva and then Konnari Deva began to rule independently in the Tanjavur Tiruchirappalli area for some decades during the interregnum before the rise of the Saluva rule. Power passed on to the trusted commander Saluva Narasimha, who defended the kingdom from Gajapatis and recovered parts of coastal Andhra. Around 1485, Saluva Narasimha usurped the throne and declared himself as a king, starting the short-lived Saluva dynasty. He was assisted by his general and great warrior Narasa Nayak, who tried to quell the rebellious local chiefs in the south. Saluva Narasimha died in 1491, leaving his young sons under the care of Narasa Nayak. Narasa Nayak became the de facto ruler and took several steps to safeguard the country until his death. In about 1505, his eldest son Veera Narasimha started the third dynasty, known as the Tuluva dynasty. He had been a short but eventful reign and was succeeded by his younger brother Krishnadevaraya. Krishnadevaraya is considered the greatest of the Vijayanagar kings. He built upon the military base led by his father and elder brother. He tried to keep the greatest of the kingdom intact by undertaking military expeditions. He fought with the rebellious Unumaturu chief near about Mysore and brought him to submission. He then fought to fight continuously on two fronts, one against the traditional enemy, the Bahmani Sultans, and the other against Orissa King Gajapati. There are several inscriptions graphically describing his seizure of many forts like Udayagiri under control of Gajapati during the course of his eastern expedition. Finally, he put a pillar of victory at Simachalam. Krishnadevaraya had to undertake more than one expedition to repulse the Bahmani forces, which were intervened into his territory on a regular annual basis. In some of these ventures, the Portuguese, trying to establish their power in the Malabar and Konkan coast, helped Krishnadevaraya with military aid and got permission to build a fort at Batkal. Though he was quite successful for a time, his victories made the warring Bahmani sultans to become united for their survival. There are some other reasons for the celebration of Krishnadevaraya as the greatest ruler of Vijayanagar. He made very large donations to the greatest Shiva and Vishnu temples of the day, Sri Sailam, Tirupati, Kalahasti, Kanchipuram, Tiruvannamalai, Chidambaram, etc. He added towering gopuras to many of the temples which survive to this day. Contemporary foreign visitors like Pace and Nunes, who visited Vijayanagar, left glowing tributaries to his personality and the grandeur and the opulence of the city. His court was also adorned by some great poets like Alasi Bedana, Nandi Timanna. He himself is considered a great scholar and is author of the famous poem Amuktamalaya, the story of Andhar. But his crowning achievement as a clever administration was the reorganization of the Nayak or Nayakara system and giving legal recognition to the system. This is explained below under administration. The Battle of Talikota 1565. At Krishnadevaraya death, his son was a small child and so his younger brother Achyuta Devaraya became king. Soon successful disputes started as Ramaraya, the son-in-law of Krishnadevaraya, wanted to dominate the west by crowning the infant as king. Uh, Achyuta Devaraya was however supported by Chellava, known as Chaluva Nayak, the greatest Nayak of the day who controlled the major part of the Tamil area. Soon after, however, Chellappa became rebel himself and Achyuta Devaraya had to take a big expedition to the south to subdue him. He had some encounters with the Deccan Sultans too. After his death in 1542, his nephew Sadasiva Raya succeeded him and ruled for about 30 years, 1542 to 70. But the real power lay in the hands of the Ramaraya, who got support from many of his close kinsmen of Arabic clan by appointing them as Nayak of many strategic localities. Ramaraya, great Aryan strategist, was able to play off the many Muslim powers against one another. He entered into a commercial treaty with the Portuguese and supplied horses to the Bijapur ruler, whom was stopped. He fought with the Bijapur ruler for some time. He allied with the Bijapur ruler against Golconda and Ahmednagar. This divide and rule policy provoked much enmity against Vijayanagar. Forgetting their mutual quarrels, the Deccan states joined hands to wage the warriors to a great battle against the commission, against their common army enemy. The battle was fought at Talikota, Ragashi, Tangadi in January 1565, in which Ramaraya, in spite of his old age, personally commanded the forces along with his cousins and brothers. In the final stages of the battle was lost. Ramaraya was imprisoned and executed immediately. The victorious Bahmani armies entered the Vijayanagar city for the first time in their history and ransacked it for several months, laying it waste. This battle is generally considered the signal for the end of Vijayanagar. The king Sadasivaraya and some of his retinue escaped to Penukonda. Tirumala, brother of Ramaraya, declared himself king in 1570, starting the Aravido, that is the fourth dynasty.